to today's vlog, I guess. I just dropped Donald off at the airport in Kansas City. He is on his way to a bachelor party. They are flying, so they are going out of state, and I hope that he has a good time. I apologize about the camera angle if it's strange. I still am looking for a better camera mount right now, so I'm basically just working with what I've got. I am headed home. Donald's gonna be gone for a couple days, working on trying to get out of this maze. And I am starving, so I'm gonna be picking up something to eat before getting home. My mom is watching Kala. I just felt like I didn't want to take her with us to the airport if we didn't have to, because I didn't want her to see Donald like going into a big building that she's not familiar with, and like he has to take his bag, and I just felt like she would probably be sensitive to that and be upset. So my mom's watching her. Thankfully we were able to have her do that. I am 6 weeks and 5 days pregnant today, so we are close to 7 weeks, and that's really exciting. I'm going to be doing a 6-week pregnancy update and talk to you guys about everything that went on this past week, because it was definitely well, it's not over, but it's definitely been a more emotionally difficult one, and I'll talk to you guys about that in that update. You guys also saw my first OB appointment that I went to, and technically they treated it as a consult to semi-determine viability, to determine, more so I would say, confirmation of the pregnancy. So they didn't actually consider it to be my first trimester visit. So I'm going to be going back at the end of this month to do that first trimester visit, which I'm really happy and excited for. So I also was going to choose to do a little pregnancy update outside of my weekly updates in today's video, because I just want to keep you guys updated as quickly as possible, as currently as possible, on some of the bigger things that I'm doing. So I talked to you guys about in one of my, I think it was the very first 9 days past ovulation video that I shared with you guys. I mentioned that I was testing, and I had been testing so early because I was trying to figure out basically the moment that I got pregnant, because a couple things had to start getting rolling after that. One of the things was I started taking progesterone as a oral supplement. My doctor's office's stance on progesterone is they don't know for fact its link to successful pregnancies. I think that they agree that if you have severe lack of progesterone, that there's some correlation, but they don't quite know what it is exactly yet. At least that's what my doctor's office is telling me. And therefore I started taking 200 milligrams of progesterone orally as more of a it can't hurt type of scenario, according to my doctor, especially with the miscarriage that we went through in March. I just want to kind of cover bases if, you know, there's no harm in doing so. And I will probably go ahead and check with them at my first OB appointment when I'm going to discontinue that, because for right now I have like a 4-month supply, and I don't think that I need all 4 months of it. I don't know, I could be wrong, but we shall see. I will ask them at my first official OB appointment. But my doctor ended up doing lots and lots of blood tests because of a couple different things. Just to recap, my blood pressure issue, and then also just to like reconfirm where I'm at currently with my blood clotting disorder. I did get some of the results back already, and based off of some kidney function results, they wanted me to do a 24-hour urine capture already. So if you guys have been following my story at all, you will know that in my last labor and delivery, I had issues with severe bladder dysfunction after giving birth to my daughter. And I'm just very sensitive to anything happening again to my bladder. I'm very worried about that. So to feel like I'm already in a place where we're focusing on my bladder or my kidneys, it's just, it doesn't help the anxiety, you guys. It really doesn't. Okay, I think I want Chick-fil-A. And I don't think Missouri has that. So it's frustrating because I have to go to the bathroom right now, but I can't because I have to collect all of my urine for a complete 24 hours. I will be done at around 4:30ish today, and then I will run those, the specimen up to the hospital, and then I will have them run that test, and hopefully we will get results as quickly as I did with the other tests, which was like less than 24 hours. It was crazy. And then I can give you guys an update on that. I might even do that in this video because it's gonna be kind of short. Before I forget, I also just wanted to tell you guys that I do plan on doing a couple videos that are gonna highlight my pregnant mom of a toddler solo routine, probably for bedtime and for maybe a morning routine, because Donald is gone and because he does work some weekday nights and some weekends. So I do actually do this solo mommy routine more often than maybe people think. And this would be a really good time for me to kind of like do it all at once, if you will. I have been getting the hiccups every single day, multiple times a day. I hate the hiccups. So it is several days later after you guys saw the previous clip. I had turned my 24-hour urine capture back into the lab, and I just received results today. So I wanted to share those with you guys and just kind of go through anything else that they saw particularly interesting within my first several rounds of blood work already. Really the only thing that came back besides the need to do a 24-hour urine capture was my white blood cell counts indicated I was possibly suffering from a cold, which I think your immunity system is just down in general when you're pregnant, and when you have a toddler who puts their hands all over everything and then transfers that to you, and like you can't de-germ every single thing that they touch it before they touch it. So I think that a lot of that is because of that, and it's something that they were going to watch out for and retest in the future. The results from my 24-hour urine capture came back at around the same that the initial few like in-house office tests did of just the small sample that you do in the office. Nobody actually called me for those results, so I called in this morning to talk to a nurse almost immediately, and I just asked them, and they said that the reason why they didn't call is because there was nothing really in their eyes that they needed to be followed up on currently. While I was waiting for a call back from the nurse, I actually, I'm gonna admit, panicked a little bit. And I sent a message to my urology gynecologist specialist. If you guys haven't seen that video where I talk about what that is and why I go there, I will link that video up at the top for you guys to go check out. But I left her a message because I was concerned, you guys, about permanent kidney damage. I am so afraid of having my bladder give out on me again. Honestly, that experience was very traumatic for me, and I am very easily triggered when anything of any sort is wrong with my bladder. So I got scared, and when the nurse from my OB's office called me back, they said that actually things looked really good regarding kidney function, and that if there was any permanent damage, they would have seen results that were completely different. So praise God for that, sincerely. So to break it down, my urine is showing that it has protein in it already, and I don't necessarily know that that's normal, but it may be my current normal, if that makes any sense. So the levels that they have currently are kind of a baseline for them at the beginning of my pregnancy. But I didn't have issues with protein in my urine in my first pregnancy. If I did, things would have gone completely different. Let me tell you. So the fact that it's here now is a little bit strange to me and a little bit concerning to my doctors. So they told me that what the results that I received from the 24-hour capture are a baseline, and then they will test like you usually do every time you go back in. I actually reached out to a mom's group that I'm in for women who are pregnant currently. I just asked if anybody had been in a similar situation, and I had a couple people say that basically they had the same situation and that they just were continued to be monitored. Some of them were worse than others, like some of them had worse results than others, and they were monitored more frequently than others. But as of right now, I feel okay. So that is the current status. Gonna keep watching things, see you know, what happens in the future. Hopefully it stays the same or goes down, and of course I will keep you guys updated. If you guys are new to my channel and you haven't yet subscribed, I would love to have you as a regular subscriber, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below before you leave today's video. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video and watching. I really appreciate you guys being here and the support that you've shown us all along this pregnancy, and even before, for so many of you. Give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in, why am I doing this? The next one. Bye guys.